everyone, welcome to the InStyle Knitting Studio. Let's knit a pillowcase like this one. It is two-colored. One side here has these beautiful interweavings. They resemble little hearts. And the other side is knitted in a model pattern. So this pattern is also called pearl. I knitted it from the bottom up. First the dark side, and then here I switched to the light side, to the model pattern. That is, I knitted one two-colored rectangle. But if you are going to do the same outer seam as I did, I would recommend knitting the squares separately. That is, separately the dark square, and separately the light square, and then just sew them together. If you want to do an inner seam with a needle instead, knit the way I will show in the masterclass. That is one large rectangle. Then here you will get a beautiful transition in the form of a row of purl stitches. And we will just sew the other sides with an inner seam, which will look nice. The size of my pillow is 38 by 38 centimeters. My pillowcase is non-removable, but if desired, you can sew in a zipper here. This pillow will beautifully decorate any interior and is very easy to knit. Let's get started. I will use this yarn. The dark brown color is Alize Superlano Midi. In 100 grams, there are 170 meters, 75% acrylic, 25% wool, color 240, if anyone is interested. The second yarn is Yarn Art Merinobuki, which is a light beige shade. In 100 grams, there are 100 meters, 30% wool, 70% acrylic, color 033, if anyone is also interested. I will also use needles number 7 and 8, matching them to your knitting density. You will need a thicker hook, similar to the needles. I have one size 6.5. You will need an additional needle for transferring stitches while weaving, a needle, scissors, a measuring tape, and a notebook with stitches. To measure and knit the pillowcase specifically for it, I'll show you the main charts and diagrams, with which you can independently knit the pillowcase. By the way, if yours is a little different in size, you can add or remove purl stitches between the interweavings. I knitted 2 stitches, thus adjusting the width you need. I have also attached a PDF document below the video, where all these tables are collected together. Here is the translation. Please like as a thank you for my effort and knit on your own. However, if you want a detailed stitch-by-stitch masterclass, I wish you an enjoyable viewing. I am starting to knit the side with hearts. I take dark brown yarn in 2 strands and size 8 needles. I cast on 58 stitches using the standard universal method. We have cast on, and before we start knitting the height of our pattern, we will knit 2 setup rows. I also call them 0 rows. The first row will be knit on the right side, and the second row will be on the wrong side, as we will be knitting back and forth rows. After we knit these 2 setup rows, we will begin knitting the height of our pattern according to the chart. We knit the first setup row, we slip the edge stitch. Next, we knit 2 purl stitches. I will be knitting using the grandmother method. Accordingly, my purl stitches will be knit through the front loop as pearls, 2 pearls. Next, we have a narrow braid made of 4 stitches. We will knit the narrow braid with knit stitches and cross them every 4th row. So, in this row, we will simply knit 4 knit stitches. In this row, I will knit the knit stitches through the front loop, and in all subsequent rows I will knit them through the back loop. Since I will be knitting using the grandmother method, 4 knit stitches. After this, we knit 2 purl stitches. That is, we made a pair of stitches to separate the narrow braid. Next, we have the heart pattern. We knit 2 purl stitches. After this, 12 knit stitches and again 2 purl stitches. All of this is our heart. Next we knit 2 purl stitches again. Then we have the narrow braid again. So, 4 knit stitches. After the narrow braid, again 2 purl stitches. Next, we will start knitting our second heart. 2 purl stitches. Next, we have 12 knit stitches in the front loop according to the pattern. Then, knit 2 purl stitches again. This is our second heart that we have knit. Next come 2 purl stitches. After that, we knit a narrow braid, which is 4 knit stitches. In this row, we do not cross it. And after the narrow braid, we have 2 purl stitches again. We also knit the edge stitch as a purl, using the grandmother's method. That's it, we have completed the first setup row, our first of 2 0 rows. Now we move on to the second. The second is our purl row. Here we will simply knit according to the pattern, as per the design. So first, and do not forget that all even rows are purl rows. They are worked from the back side, and the stitches also appear to go in the opposite direction. Here we have 2 knit stitches, as there were 2 purl stitches in the previous row. Next we have a narrow braid. It consists of knit stitches, but since this is a purl row, we will have purl stitches here, 4 purl stitches, and we will only cross the narrow braid on the knit rows. After the narrow braid, again 2 purl stitches, but on this purl side, they look like knit stitches, 2 knit stitches. Next comes our heart, the heart pattern. Here, we are already knitting 2 knit stitches. After that, we knit 12 purl stitches and 2 knit stitches. After the heart pattern, we have 2 purl stitches. But on the purl row, they are knit stitches, 2 knit stitches. By the way, we are already knitting the knit stitches through the back loop. And from here on, we will always knit through the back loop, using the grandmother's method. After 2 purl stitches, I mentioned how the stitches look on the knit side. After 2 purl stitches, we have a narrow braid. It consists of knit stitches, but on this side, there are 4 purl stitches. Next, we have again 2 purl stitches, but here they are knit stitches, meaning we are knitting everything in reverse. After that, we start knitting the heart again. 2 knit stitches, followed by 12 purl stitches. So again, 2 knit stitches. After the heart, we have 2 purl stitches, but in this row, they look like knit stitches. And then another narrow braid, 4 knit stitches. But on this side, they look like purl stitches, 4 purl stitches. And after the narrow braid, we knit 2 more stitches as purl. But on this side, they are knit stitches for us. Everything in the crown stitch, as always, is a purl stitch in the grandma style. We knitted 2 setup rows. Now we move on to the first row of our repeat. In the first row, we slip the crown stitch. Next, we knit 2 purl stitches. After that, we have a narrow braid. Since we have already knitted 2 rows without crossing it, we will do the crossing in this row. Here, we take an auxiliary needle and transfer 2 stitches to the auxiliary needle. We send it behind the work. The next 2 stitches are knitted as knit stitches. And then, we also knit 2 stitches from the auxiliary needle as knit stitches. Through the back loop, that's it, we made the crossing of the narrow braid. After this, we knit 2 purl stitches. We transition to knitting the heart. We knit 2 purl stitches. Next, we will have a crossing. 2 stitches go behind the work. The next 2 are knitted as knit stitches. Then we knit from the auxiliary needle. 2 purl stitches through the back loop. Since here, we have knit stitches. After this, we knit 4 knit stitches. We make the second crossing in the heart. We take 2 loops off onto a spare needle. We place it in front of the work. Then we knit 2 purl stitches. We had knit the knit ones. We purl them through the back loop. The stitches from the spare needle are knitted as knits. Through the back loop, after that, we knit 2 more purl stitches. Here we have knitted our first heart. After the heart, we knit 2 purl stitches. This is how we separate our patterns. After this, we have a narrow braid. In this row, we make a crossover. Here, 2 stitches are sent behind the work, just like we did the crossover in that narrow braid. We knit 2 knit stitches. We also knit 2 knit stitches from the spare needle through the back loop. The narrow braid is finished. Next, we knit 2 purl stitches and move on to knitting the second heart, 2 purl stitches. Next, we move 2 stitches onto a spare needle. Then it behind the work. We knit 2 knits and 2 purl stitches from the spare needle. Here we purl through the back loop. After this, 4 knit stitches. Then again, a crossover, 2 stitches in front of the work, we knit. The next 2 stitches are purl stitches. They are knit stitches here, so we purl them through the back loop. And we also knit the stitches from the spare needle as knits. And we need to knit 2 more purl stitches. That's it. We have finished the second heart. Next we knit 2 purl stitches, yes, separating the patterns. We also have a narrow braid. We make a crossover, 2 loops on an auxiliary needle behind the work. Next we knit with knit stitches. 2 knit stitches and 2 knit stitches from the auxiliary needle through the back loop. So, after that, 2 purl stitches and the last purl stitch, the grandmother's way, as always. That's it, we finish the first row. We move on to the second. The second is the same as all the others. Even rows will be knitted as per the pattern, so I will not show you. Here, we simply knit whatever stitch we see. Here, a purl stitch, so we knit a purl, a knit stitch, so a knit. In the third row, we slip the edge stitch, knit 2 purl stitches. Next, we have a narrow braid. We crossed it, so we won't do that in this row. We just knit 4 knit stitches. And again, 2 purl stitches. Next, we knit a heart. First, we knit 1 purl stitch. Then we have crossovers. 1 stitch goes behind the work. Next, we knit 2 knit stitches. We knit this stitch from the auxiliary needle as a purl through the front loop. Then we knit 2 purl stitches and the second. Crossover in this row. 2 stitches go behind the work. Next, we knit 2 knit stitches from the auxiliary needle. We also knit 2 knit stitches through the back loop. Next, 2 purl stitches again. And the third crossover. We place 2 stitches in front of the work. Next, we knit 1 purl stitch through the front loop. 2 knit stitches from the auxiliary needle through the back loop. Next, another purl stitch. Now we have completed the heart pattern of the third row. Next, we need 2 purl stitches and again a narrow cable which we do not cross, but simply knit as knit stitches, 4 knit stitches. Next, again 2 purl stitches and our second heart, so here we knit 1 purl stitch. Next, we send 1 stitch to the back. We knit 2 knit stitches. The stitch from the additional needle we knit as a purl through the front loop. After this, we knit 2 purl stitches. Again, we send 2 stitches to the additional needle to the back. We knit 2 knit stitches. 2 knit stitches from the additional needle through the back loop. Again 2 purl stitches and the third crossing. We leave 2 stitches in front. We knit 1 purl stitch through the front loop. Next, we knit 2 knit stitches from the additional needle through the back loop. After that, we knit 1 more purl stitch. That's it. We have completed our second heart. Next, we have 2 purl stitches, followed by a narrow cable of 4 knit stitches, again 2 purl stitches. A selvage and a purl stitch from the grandmother's method. That's it. We have completed the third row. We knit the fourth row according to the pattern. Fifth row, we slip the selvage. We knit 2 purl stitches. After this, we have a narrow cable. In the fifth row, we will already cross it. We crossed in the first and will cross 2 stitches to the back in the fifth. Next, we knit 2 knit stitches. Well, as usual. From the additional needle, we also knit 2 knit stitches through the back loop. After the narrow cable, we have 2 purl stitches. We are knitting our heart again. We slip 1 stitch to a spare needle. Let's get to work. Next, we knit 2 knit stitches and 1 purl stitch from the spare needle through the front loop. After this, we knit 3 purl stitches, then we knit 4 knit stitches. Again 3 purl stitches and we cross over. We leave 2 stitches before the work. We knit 1 purl stitch and the stitches from the spare needle are knitted as knit stitches. That's all, we have knitted our first heart. Next we knit 2 purl stitches and again our narrow braid. We send 2 stitches behind the work. We knit the next 2 stitches as knit stitches, and those stitches from the spare needle as knit stitches through the back loop. After the narrow braid, we knit 2 purl stitches. We begin to knit our second heart. We slip 1 stitch, sending it behind the work. Next we knit 2 knit stitches. And this stitch that we sent behind, we knit it as a purl stitch. Through the front loop after this, we knit 3 purl stitches, then 4 knit stitches, and again 3 purl stitches. Next, we slip 2 stitches to a spare needle and leave them before the work. Next we knit 1 purl stitch. We knit the stitches from the spare needle as knit stitches. That's all, we have finished the second heart. After this, we knit 2 purl stitches. Again a narrow braid. In this row we twist in the 5th. So we slip 2 stitches, sending them behind the work, and knit the next 2 stitches as knit stitches through the back loop. Then knit 2 stitches from the spare needle as knit stitches through the back loops as well. After the narrow braid, we knit 2 more purl stitches and the edge stitch also as a purl stitch. That's it. We have completed the 5th row. Now we knit the 6th just according to the pattern, as per the design. So, well, we are knitting the 7th row, we slip the edge stitch. Next, we knit 2 purl stitches through the front loop. Then we have a cable, a narrow one, made of 4 stitches we crossed in the previous knit row. Therefore, in the 7th row, we will not cross it, just 4 knit stitches. We crossed in the 5th row, and in the 1st. Now, after the narrow cable, we knit 2 purl stitches and begin knitting our hearts. We knit 2 knit stitches. After that, we knit 4 purl stitches. Next, we need to make the crossing, sending 2 stitches to the back. The next 2, we knit as knit stitches. The stitches from the additional needle are also knitted. Knit them through the back loops. After that, we knit 4 purl stitches and 2 knit stitches. That's it, we are done. And the narrow cable, we do not cross it in the 7th row, just knit 4 knit stitches. After the narrow cable, we have 2 purl stitches and again our hearts. Here we knit 2 knit stitches. Then 4 purl stitches. Now we do the crossing, sending 2 stitches to the back. And we knit 2 knit stitches here, then 2 knit stitches from the additional needle. Then 4 purl stitches and 2 knit stitches. Thus, we have knitted the second heart. Next, we knit 2 purl stitches. And 4 stitches of the narrow cable. We do not cross in this row. Just knit 4 knit stitches. And at the end, we have 2 more purl stitches and a purl edge stitch, that's all. We have knitted the 7th row, now we move on to the 8th row. According to the pattern, in the 9th row, we slip the edge stitch. We knit 2 purl stitches. Next, we have the narrow cable. We cross it in the 9th row, we slip 2 stitches, send them to the back, as always. Then we knit the following stitches as knit stitches. The 9th row consists entirely of crossings. Alright, we knit front stitches. After the narrow braid, we knit 2 purl stitches. We begin to knit the first heart. We leave 2 stitches in front of the work. Next, we knit 2 purl stitches through the front loop and 2 knit stitches with the extra needle through the back loop. Next, the next 2 stitches we place on an extra needle. We send them behind the work. After that, we knit 2 knit stitches. We also knit 2 knit stitches from the extra needle. Here they are, through the front loop, since they were purl. Through the front loop, knit stitches. Next, 2 stitches, the following ones are slipped and left in front of the work. Next, we knit 2 knit stitches. Here they are purl, but we knit them as knit through the front loop. 2 knit stitches, and from the extra needle, we also knit 2 knit stitches. Here, through the back loop. The last cross in the heart. Here, the next 2 stitches are slipped onto an extra needle and sent behind the work. Next, we knit 2 knit stitches. These stitches on the extra needle are knitted as purl through the front loop. We finished our heart. Next, we knit 2 purl stitches. Our narrow braid again makes a crossing. 2 stitches behind the work. The next 2 stitches we knit as knit stitches. The stitches from the extra needle are also knitted as knit through the back loop. After the narrow braid, again 2 purl stitches, and we begin to knit the second, our heart. We leave 2 stitches in front of the work. We knit the next 2 stitches as purl through the front loop, and the stitches from the extra needle are knitted as knit through the back loop. Next, we send the next 2 stitches behind the work. We knit 2 knit stitches. Here we also have 2 knit stitches with the additional needle. Here they are in the front loop. The next 2 stitches are left in front of the work. We knit 2 knit stitches. Here they are purl, but we knit them knitwise in the front loop. And from the additional needle, we also knit 2 knit stitches but in the back loop. We've completed the 3rd crossover and the last 2 stitches next. We remove them, leave them in back of the work, and knit 2 knit stitches. and the stitches from the additional needle. We knit them purlwise in the front loop. That's it, we finished the second heart. After the heart we knit 2 purl stitches. Next is the narrow braid, we also cross it. So we send 2 stitches behind the work. Next we knit 2 knit stitches. From the additional needle, we also knit 2 knit stitches in the back loop. That's it. At the end, we have 2 purl stitches, and the edge stitches also purl. That's it, we've completed our 9th row. Probably, it is the most difficult. And now we knit the 10th row, as per the pattern, as always. We knit what we see. We have completed the 10th row. Now we will simply repeat, starting from the first row to the 10th row of the heart scheme. The first 2 rows, the setup ones, we do not repeat. And as I mentioned, the narrow braid has 2 repeats in height. So don't forget to cross the narrow braid in every 4th row. That's all, we knit until we achieve the desired height. I have knitted 7 repeats in height, 7 little hearts. My last row was the purl 10th, and I knitted it already with a new yarn. You need to change color either in the 10th row, like I did, or in the first row of the edging. We move on to the front row. I define the front row as the one where I have the intertwining of hearts, and since we have switched to a new color, I will mention how much of this dark thread I have used. Around 160 grams, and now I will continue to knit with the beige color. But before I start knitting with the new pattern, we will knit the next row with purl stitches. All the stitches will be purl, so that we can separate one pattern from another, and right away in this row we will make a decrease. Why? Because this pattern tightly pulls the fabric. And the subsequent pattern will be much wider if we start knitting with the same number of stitches. Therefore, I decided to decrease by 8 stitches. Right now in this row, where we will knit all the stitches purl, since we will be knitting purl, it will be best for me to make the decreases in these gaps where I have purl stitches. So, I need to decrease by 8 stitches. Here I have 2 purls. I will make 1 decrease. Here, I have 4 purl stitches. I will make 2 decreases. Here I will make 1, here 2, and here 1 overall. It will result in 8 decreases. Let's knit. So, we slip the edge stitch onto the right needle. Next are 2 purl stitches. I will knit them together as purls. Here is my first decrease. Next, I have 4 knit stitches. I will knit them as purls through the back loop. After that, I have 4 purl stitches. I will make 2 decreases here. That is, I will knit the first 2 stitches together as purls through the front loop, and the next 2 stitches together as purls through the front loop. Next comes the first heart. We knit all the stitches as purls through the back loop. 12 stitches as they look like knit stitches, so through the back loop. After the first heart, we have purl stitches, 4 purl stitches. So, I will knit the first purl stitch as a purl through the front loop. Next, I will knit the following 2 purl stitches together, meaning I will decrease and there is still 1 more purl stitch. I will knit it as a purl. Then comes the center, this narrow braid. It consists of 4 knit stitches. But in this row, we have all purl stitches. Therefore, we will knit 4 purl stitches through the back loop. Again purl stitches right here. We need to make 1 decrease. So, I knit 1 purl. Then the next 2 purl stitches together. Here is my decrease and 1 more purl stitch. We have reached the second heart. Here it also consists of knit stitches. All knit, so we knit all 12 stitches as purls through the back loop. After the second heart, we will again make 2 decreases just like we did at the beginning of the row. The first 2 purl stitches together through the front loop as a purl and dart. The next 2 purl stitches also knit together through the front loop as a purl, 2 decreases. Next is our narrow braid, 4 purl stitches through the back loop, and we will also decrease 2 purl stitches. The edge stitch is always knit as a purl in the grandmother's way. That's it. We made a decrease. I had 58 stitches. I decreased 8, resulting in 50 stitches on the needles. Let's move on to the next row. We start knitting the pattern of the rib. This is my purl side. We will now knit the first row. But since this beige yarn is a little thinner than the dark one, I will change needles now. I had 8s, but I will take 7s. So, the density of this dark yarn is 85 meters per 100 grams, while the beige one is 100 meters per 100 grams. So I decided to take smaller needles. The first row of the pattern is a braid. We slip the edge stitch, then we knit a knit stitch. The next is a purl. Again a knit, purl, knit, purl. We alternate this until the end of the row. Here, we knit all stitches through the back loop. The last edge stitch we also knit as a purl through the back loop. I switch to needle size medium. Now we move on to the second row, we slip the edge stitch. In the second row, we simply knit according to the pattern. If we see a knit stitch, we knit it through the back loop. If we see a purl, we knit it through the front loop. We continue this to the end of the row. The last edge stitch is again knit as a purl through the back loop. We will now knit the third row. It is a purl row. On the purl side, we will always twist the stitches just like in the first row. So in the third row we knit the stitches backwards. We slip the edge stitch. If we see a knit stitch, we knit it purl through the back loop. If we see a purl, we knit it, knit through the front loop. Here's a knit stitch, we knit it purl through the back loop. And here's a purl stitch, so we knit a knit through the front loop. We keep knitting this to the end of the row. The last edge stitch, as always, is a purl through the back loop. Now for the fourth row, which is a knit row. Since we have a twist here, the fourth row, just like the second row, we knit according to the pattern. Here we see a purl, we knit a purl through the front loop. We see a knit stitch, we knit a knit through the back loop. That is, we knit according to the pattern. Or even rows are knit according to the pattern. We knit to the end of the row. The last edge stitch. As always, the purl side of grandmother's work, we finish the fourth row. We turn to the purl side and start knitting the first row again. That is, now we will just repeat, alternating from the first to the fourth row. But we knitted the first row only in the back loops at first, as that is how the stitches were arranged. Next, we will knit the first rows as follows. We slip the edge stitch. Then we see a purl. We knit it as a knit in the front loop. We see a knit. We knit it as a purl in the back loop. Here, the arrangement of the loops has changed. Next, we will knit the first rows this way. We see a knit. We knit it as a purl in the back loop. We see a purl. We knit it as a knit in the front loop. So we are mixing up the stitches. Always on the purl side, we will be mixing up the stitches on the knit side. Where the hearts interlace, we will knit everything according to the pattern. All other rows are knitted the same way I showed. Only the first row will be knitted this way. In general, friends, we continue knitting the pattern until we reach the height needed for our fabric. And now I already have not 58 stitches in each row, but 50. That's it. I'm going to knit. We'll meet later. Well, here's how it's turning out for me. I used about 110 grams of the light yarn, a little less than the dark, because more yarn is used for the interlacing. The height is the same as in the dark section. About 38 centimeters, the number of rows. By the way, should be the same as in the dark section. This way, it will be easy to sew stitch by stitch later. After that, I need to close the stitches. You can close them in any way. I will slip the first one, knit the second one, and then pull the slipped stitch over the knitted one. Then again, I knit and I pull over. That's it. We close the stitches to the end of the row. The last fasten we cast on, one loop. We simply kind of catch the working thread and pull it through this loop. That is, we will make a kind of air loop. We pull the thread but do not cut it. With it, we will be sewing one side of the pillow. Now we need to hide all the ends. I've hidden the ends. They kind of stick out a little on the wrong side anyway. This is because the thread is thick, but it is not that important. The wrong side is still not visible. Now we will sew these side edges. I am sewing with a hook. I took a large size, 6.5 for me. Basically, it doesn't matter what size. The main thing is that it is convenient to catch the thread. I will be sewing with this light thread. Here is what the seam looks like. These are double crochets. For those who know how to crochet, I insert the hook first into one edge stitch, then into the second edge stitch. That is, into the edge of the light fabric, then into the edge of the dark fabric. I catch the working thread, pull it through both loops. I catch the working thread again and pull it through the 2 loops on the hook. There we have made a double crochet. I think many know how these double crochets are made, but of course, for those who do not crochet, it will be a problem, especially since you won't have a hook. If you don't have a hook, you can simply sew our pillowcase from the inside with a needle and that's it. Here at the corner, you can make 2 or 3 double crochets. The same kind of double crochets to make a turn. I will make 3 there, and we move on to this side. Basically, if you are sewing like this, from the inside, this is what it will look like. It will kind of fold inward, and this side should not be touched. It is fine. It will look good. But since I have this external seam here, I will also go along this side with the same columns without a slip stitch. I simply insert the hook where it fits to catch both sides. And work this same column without a slip stitch. My thread is running out here. I need to get a new one. This is how it turns out. We check to make sure it looks nice on the front side too. Here it is specifically against the dark background. And we continue like this on all sides. On this side, and this side. Of course, it will be more challenging. Here we get a stitch into a stitch. Moreover, we have the same number of rows, both in the dark fabric and in the light. However, the number of stitches I have is of course different in width. Therefore, I will need to sew well and beautifully. That's it. I will sew this side, this one, and this one. Then, I will insert the pillow and sew the last side. If you need a pillowcase, which is removable, you can sew a zipper here at the bottom, but since my pillow is easily washable in the washing machine, it doesn't make sense for me to make a zipper to remove the pillow for washing. I will wash everything together with the pillowcase. Therefore, I will simply sew this pillow into the pillowcase. That's it. I have sewn all 4 sides. This is how it looks. Unfortunately, the whole pillow does not fit in the frame, but you saw it at the beginning of the video. By the way, when sewing, I placed the pillow with the light side towards me and made this seam. I sewed it. I liked it better this way, because this seam also looks different on each side, so it turns out. When I sewn it this way, it curves toward the light background. I liked it more this way. So you see, experiment yourself. I will end here. Thank you for watching. Please like, subscribe. See you in the next masterclass. Bye bye.